talking today about some of the risks that you take when you make the decision to move in with your loved one. Before we move to our next guest, we were just talking to Julia and John, and boy, the word boredom keeps coming up. You guys even brought me a picture of what you call your couch of boredom. Y'all take a look at this. Tell me about this couch.
That's where we spend 25 hours a night. I mean, yeah.
25 hours a night
again.
That's
right. That's right. That's his favorite pose.
Oh, gosh. And so when you see this does what to you, Julia? When you look over there and you see John sleeping
Makes me frustrated.
It
makes me frustrated.
I hear you guys get into some pretty duke-it-out kind of fights going on.
Yeah, I tend to be pretty violent, to say the least, when I get mad. I can't really control my temper anymore.
She likes to throw anything under 10 pounds. I mean,
at least it's under 10
phones,
pounds.
shoes, what else?
Did you guys ever dream that this is where you would end up when you said, let's move in together, honey?
No, because the first, I'd say the first 6 or 7 months that we started going out, it was wonderful. We never had a bad word between us. Nothing. I mean, it was great. We wanted to spend every single waking hour together. We never had a disagreement or anything. And now it's just like any little thing will set us off. And
why? What changed?
Just stress. I mean, everyday stress, trying to come up, you know.
Financial stress. A lot of it. Money.
Trying to take care of things, you know.
Where's
your money for this? Where's my money for that?
Obligation.
Hey, look at that. I want you to bring my next couple in here. Jennifer had hoped that living with her boyfriend George of 4 years might lead to marriage. Instead, it led to stress, as you were shaking your head, over finances, over space, over privacy, over all those things that you have to deal with. Go on. I saw you shaking your head there. Go right ahead. Tell me.
Financial obligation had to be the big thing. We dated for 4 years before we moved in together, and George forgot how to work. He decided that
temporary amnesia, huh, George?
So I carried the financial burden, and he does clean. He's very good at it, and he cooks for me, and he's done his part. But he stopped appreciating me, and I thought, well, fine. If you don't appreciate me, there are other people that will. So.
Wow.
Well, George, that's a pretty heavy thing to lay on you there, man.
Yes, it is. I was dedicating a lot of time to my art career. I was working part-time. A lot of time I was dedicating to try to find out, you know, who I was and what I wanted to do. And
you couldn't get a job in that time?
Well, I was working part-time, and my track record does prove that I was working hard for the both of us in our earlier part of our relationship. And sometimes the scale, the balance shifts. The other person has to carry the other person if they are, you know, at a time when they're trying to at a low spot in their life. And
Jennifer, that's part of the responsibility. If you're going to move in with somebody and say, hey, I'm here with you, that might mean financial.
Well, I had no problem with taking care of things for a while. Because, I asked George, I said, are we still working towards something together? Is this still our future?
Are we still getting married?
Well, right. And then he said, marriage? Is that what you thought this was leading into? He's like, well, no, he said, you wanted to move out. I wanted to get a bigger place. It's the natural progression of things. So all of a sudden I said, okay, fine. If our relationship doesn't mean as much to you, then why am I paying for things? Why am I putting so much stress on myself for us if you're not there with me?
marriage was always in the future for us. It's just sometimes that things get hard and you just got to push through them and work towards it. And marriage was definitely in the future.
Was, I hear you saying. Not anymore?
It still is. But
it is, but we need to change things.
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Lisa and Steve. I mean, if y'all can't even hang and get this together when you're living together, how are you going to have a marriage?
Yeah.
Well, I think a marriage would be easier because, when you live with somebody, you have so many financial obligations. Hear me out. That you haven't made the commitment to each other first. So if you have a ring on your finger and you're committed, then you say, hey, you know what, I'm carrying you for a while. The balance has shifted, but you'll pay me back. When you're just living with somebody, you don't know what they're doing. I mean,
Julie, I saw you shaking your head like you agree, and I hear a lot of people here saying no. Somebody talk to me. What?
I feel sorry for you, Jennifer, because I wouldn't let no woman try to carry the burden for me. I'm sorry. I don't care if I have to go to McDonald's or something. I would try to make sure that you get the best of everything. For him not to be working and you doing all that, that's just totally wrong.
But it's okay for the woman not to work and sit home, right? It's okay for her to sit home and
she's
be,
already stressed.
And be
I'm
cold.
living with my man for 9 years, okay? Wow. I haven't worked for 5, but 4 out of those 5 I've been going to school.
Okay. Well,
Okay, so and I've
so
been
he carried you
participating.
while you went to school, right?
Yeah.
Same here,
So
I carried
And I
where's
carried
the
him.
confusion here, then?
I
don't
carried
see where the
him
confusion is.
when I was working when we met, and he wasn't working, and I carried him for 2 years.
So it goes both ways.
And then once
So
he
you
got the
can't- you can't
job,
look
he
at-
told me,
you
honey,
can't just look at a
don't
man
work.
and say,
Stay
oh, you're not
home.
working, she's supporting you, you're a piece of crap, you know. The woman can get away with it now in the 90s, right? Is that-
We never had that relationship, never, about
Okay.
calling each other names or telling each other this and that
Well,
and
it's
that.
just, the woman
It
can get away
depends
with it.
upon the
man
relationship
can't.
that you're
That's what you're
having.
saying.
He supported me, maybe with money, with financially or whatever, but I also supported him emotionally.
Yeah, it goes both ways. You can't just look at it one
in that
side.
sense. It didn't matter whether he made the money or I made the money.
How did
is we
you
made
last
each other.
9 years and they can't get through a few
I
months?
can't answer that question. You have to ask him that.
Ask him that.
Oh, yeah, because he's the one that had to deal with me.
Whoa, well, there you have it, folks.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, it's a full-time job.
he
You
tolerates
know,
me, yeah.
living with
Well, when we
somebody.
come back, we're going to take the
Full-time job.
compatibility test and ask the question, is your partner somebody you can live with? How do you know before you make the big step of saying, come on, grab your toothbrush and come on in? We'll be back in a minute.